All right, guys, welcome to the show, guys. Today we'll be talking about a very important topic about people being at work and not having a game plan. Now, I usually do videos about exposing, what's, influencer, but I think needs to be exposed about the work life that people have and also having an exit plan. So it's gonna be a mix of a video, maybe piggybacking off of Legion of Men and off of this video. So let's get into it. If you have any questions or comments, guys, let me know. We are live. And also subscribe to the channel. Let's hit 6K. Let's begin.
Welcome back, Tribe. Have one here from a very small channel. I am Regis. Again, this one I haven't watched. It's only 5 minutes. Be inspired by the old miserable coworkers. And he got 20K views on it already. So we'll help give this man a boost. Maybe change his life. And let's see what he's got to say. Appreciate you guys, by the way, submitting videos like this.
What up, YouTube? Welcome to my channel. Like, subscribe if you're new. Now, today we're going to be talking about why we need to be inspired by people that we work with, especially the older people. And that's really who we want to be inspired from mostly. People in our workforce, the ones that are older, the ones that been there for a long ass time, the ones that been there for 17 years working in the warehouse. Currently, I work in the warehouse right now. I work at LKQ. If you're watching this in a different city or state, you will probably, maybe you have an LKQ out there, but that don't really matter. But what I was thinking about is that sometimes we get caught up in like who we work with and we identify as just another employee that works there. But once you realize that you got a mission, and when you realize that there is a goal outside of this workplace, you have to really be able to fuel that fire with the people that are working around you that have been in the same position for 15 years. They've been working the same dead end job. You're making damn near just as much as them. And they've been here for 15 years, 10 years, 20 years, you know what I mean? And they haven't even, some of them haven't even moved up the corporate ladder. They've been just working their regular position, or they might have switched around. Those are the people that you got to be inspired by in order, and then tell yourself, I'm not going to be like them. Because
And that's a different approach that many people, are feeling because we're having a lot of economic problems around the world, especially in the States with higher prices. And, just if you keep doing the same thing, we get the definition of insanity. So I like that he brought this, comes up with the perspective of, doing something different to switch up your situation. Like some people try some side hustles, some people try some other things to get some more income. But I'm going to show you guys at the end of the video how you guys can use his way of viewing things and also how you guys can change up your ending same. So if you're older and you're looking at retirement, because I've talked to a lot of people in the Discord about this as of recent end, I thought this would be a good mix for people to watch the younger perspective and have an older perspective.
if you don't push yourself, if you don't push yourself towards your goals, let me take a sip of my coffee real quick. If you don't push yourself towards your goals, even at your workspace, you're going to find yourself damn near being stuck in the same loop. If you don't put no motion towards nothing, you're going to be damn near stuck on what you've been doing. You're going to be constantly just, all right, I'm working here. I'm around these people. Next thing you know, they'll go 1 year. Next thing you know, they'll go 2 years. Next thing you know, they'll go 3 years because you've just been working, or you might have switched jobs. You might have, it don't even matter if you.
Yeah, time flies, bro. And you get comfortable and you get into that routine of just showing up, getting paid, leaving. You decompress, go at home, play video games, ball with the boys, something like that. Right? Go out when you can afford it every once in a while. And like you get caught in this like trap. I was feeling that too before I decided I needed a giant change in my life and moved halfway across the country. It was the same routine that I got stuck in because of it was familiarity and comfort. And just looking at my coworkers, bro, I got guys 40 years old, 50 years old, 60-year-old general manager, and he's been with the company for decades, and he's making shit pay and always bitching about, how hard it is and struggling and corporate stressing him out and blah. And I'm like, dude, is this all there is to life? Like, this is what being an adult is? Like, my life can't be this. There has to be something better. Like, I have to escape the rat race.
Now, I like that he bring that up, escaping the rat race. I mean, I know a lot of people are trying to find extra income, especially with the fake gurus getting people into day trading or getting people into these schemes or scams. And I know everyone's trying to find a way out, but there's some of the easier way I would say to help you guys out. Look at indexes, look at ETFs, look at dividends, look at find ways to help boost your income without throwing so much risk out there to mix it up. Find a way to make some income by making a goal list. Like you guys got to switch it up, and I think he comes with a really good perspective because he's such a younger guy working with elderly people, and this guy's elderly, more so than me. But having more perspectives into it can get you out. So he was talking about moving overseas. We had a conversation in the Discord with a couple people moving to Mexico or moving to Thailand or Vietnam. I got a list of countries I want to show you guys in a bit about which countries you guys want to move to. So if you're making some money in the states passively, or you guys can make it online, maybe this would be some good ways to make some income.
Because this shit is for the birds. This guy went to college. He got a 4-year degree at some whatever college, anyways, and it landed him a job of being a fucking general manager at some retail store. Just moving with emotions, dude. Up and down, going in, taking his lunch break, garbage lunch, going back in, yelling at customers, getting yelled at, yelling at employees, getting yelled at by district managers, blah, and on. Bro, it's just vicious, soul sucking existence. If that shit doesn't inspire you to do anything you can to escape the rat race, I don't even know what else it would take for you to hit that rock bottom. Because working around people like that, those lifers at companies, is the scariest shit. It's like a peek into the future of what you're going to end up if you don't make drastic investments in yourself. It's scary, man.
With your job, anybody that you working around, pay attention to who you work with, and like really just analyze like other people's mistakes, because at the end of the day, the people that do work at these jobs for 15 years, 10 years, and they haven't moved up the corporate ladder, at least to get like a significant pay raise or something like that, most of the time, them people is struggling. Most of the time, they is stressed out, miserable. Let me flip my hat so I can see my face. Most of the time, bro, some people is stressed out, miserable, bro. They don't like what they doing. They just doing this shit to get by. And then, I mean, when you a young person that's working in like one of these type of jobs, like a warehouse, or you just working around older people, and you kind of making the same type of competitive pay as them, or damn near the same exact thing, deep down, they really don't like that. They more insecure about it, because they realizing, damn, this young person, they've been working here. They working here now. I'm where they starting, and I'm still in the same spot from where they started 15 years later, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They don't really feel good about that.
And this happened to me in my own position. Like when I see a lot of my friends or people in my younger years still doing relatively the same thing, same jobs, and nothing wrong with it for them if they, it's what they enjoy. But I think, you creating something so you can change your lifestyle dramatically, so you're not doing the same thing. Like a good example would be like, we got Fauci. So, this is a different topic today, man. We're not exposing the normal guru furu. Today we're talking more about like just thinking a little bit different, especially because I wanted to try something. I saw this video out, and I like for me personally, I like to watch other content outside of trading, investing, and this is one of the channels that I do watch. So I thought it would be a really good video to bring to you guys.
If you don't put some type of emotion to even the littlest thing, like nobody said that your life gonna change overnight. Or of course it ain't gonna change overnight unless something like crazy lucky happen, like you hit the lottery, or you get some like crazy big shout out, or win some giveaway or some whatever the fuck.
Now, actually, I think about the lottery thing. We are living in a time that's absolutely bananas. We got crypto, we got Bitcoin hitting all-time highs, we got altcoins basically ramping up. And with all these big, massive markets that's happening, big, massive moves, I think people should take advantage of it. I'm not telling you to buy anything, but just be aware of what's happening. Because if all these markets are, moving and they can change your life, I mean, they were talking about life-changing money. We had Bitcoin a couple thousand, like what, 50, 60,000. Now it's moving up to 90 to 100,000. So if things are moving in the markets, I think that people should take advantage of them, not just dive in the risk, have a strategy or a plan, but do something different to drastically change your life. We all want change overnight. Yeah, I agree with you, man. I talk to a lot of people that especially want to be making 300%, 400% returns or crazy returns. I mean, we have them today. It is lucky that, crypto is booming right now. And I think people should look at that market, not invest, just be open towards it. Fauci, I wish I started 4 years ago, man. I think a lot of people just wish they started a lot earlier, but starting today, creating a plan, doing something different, which should definitely help out. Let's play a little bit more.
But yeah, bro, you got to at least put a little bit of motion into something. That's why I'm even putting effort into making this content that I'm making now, putting these videos out there. Just really kind of getting myself out there and shit. You know what I mean? It's a little bit of motion, baby steps, a little bit at a time. And if you don't, even whatever you find that you want your niche to be, start putting motion into that. Start expanding outside of this work shit, and then you're gonna really realize that you got a bigger picture going on, and you're not gonna be like these same motherfuckers that's out here. I think my manager walking over to me now. I don't know why, but you're not gonna be in the same position as these motherfuckers, bro. If you stick to your shit, feel me?
Get back to work, bro. Wait.
I like that he brings up YouTube and he's trying to create content. Like, also, I am a content creator, and I see and understand what he's talking about, because building content to make money. Obviously, we all get paid from AdSense, for most of us, or some of us. I'm sorry, and just doing something differently to change your circumstance. So him creating these videos talking about his lifestyle, being at work, working with elderly people, and working with younger people. You got to see what they're doing, and if you want that lifestyle, keep doing it. But if you want to do something different, change it up. So he's creating YouTube videos. He's probably going to start some other things to build up more income. You can do the exact same thing, but if you're already making income in the States and it's outside of a job, this is what I'm going to talk about more of the different thing, like moving overseas or going somewhere different where your dollar can purchase even more. We got a couple other comments in there in the chat. Let's see. But I finally climbing out pain and emotions. That's from Fauci. We got Mr. Omniversity with a private wallet invested in since it was 9 to 11K for Bitcoin's huge move, man. We're talking about people. We have big moves happening in the markets. I mean, this is life-changing money. We're talking about Bitcoin just almost hitting 100,000. We broke 90K. I'm not saying you guys to buy. I'm not giving you any financial advice in this, but just to understand, try something different to change your circumstance. Without change, you're not going to be able to do anything you want to do, because if you're doing the same thing, definition of insanity. And especially if you're a younger person, if you're in your 20s and you're seeing people like I'm 35 and you see where I'm at, or people their age at, and if you want that lifestyle, just keep doing what they're doing. But if you want something different, you got to really drastically change it up.
Ain't paying you to fucking make YouTube videos. Manager about to rip his ass.
Wow.
Look at Lula.
I really just wanted to get this message out there.
Cut it short, homie.
Shaming anybody who's in the workforce, or if you are older and you still happen to watch this, it ain't no shame. But I'm just saying, man, keep your eyes on the bigger picture and realize that you don't want to be like the typical motherfuckers that been working here for 15 years.
Yeah.
You're gonna be sad as fuck when that time come around. You realize that we be doing the same shit. How do you think these motherfuckers is still there all this time? That's because they just kind of fell into the trap, especially the older generation. Them motherfuckers be stuck in that work mindset. They don't even really be trying to expand. They just work, just pay the bills, provide. Most of them don't really look for nothing bigger. That's why they be stuck. Some of them motherfuckers be stuck miserable. So yeah, bruh. That's all I gotta say. And I'm gonna just catch y'all boys in the next video. Peace.
And some of them got lucky because they actually, even with the shitty job and pay they had, they caught it really well when they bought their houses for cheap. So it's like these people are just sustaining a very, middle of the road, humble lifestyle. They own their car. It's a beater. They own their house. They bought it way, way long time ago. It's paid off by now. So all the things that are crushing young people today, where they're coming into workplace making the same money as, say, the 60-year-old, it's not applicable, because look at the average cost of rent. It's over 200 now. Median rent is over 2,000, excuse me. Cars now, the average payment has ballooned to 700 a month. And there's going to be people.
Now we're talking about extremely crazy expensive things, and I understand, man, inflation is up. Like the cost of groceries, or just the cost of just things in general, have definitely blossomed. We got another comment from Mr. Omniversity. Get out of the matrix. I 100% feel you, man. So if people want to start doing a side hustle or move overseas, because here's some other places I wanted to show you guys. And look at the world map, man. America is just one country, and I know I'm talking to the majority of the audience. The majority of people watch my content are people from America, from the United States. There are a ton of countries you can go to where your dollar is worth more. So if you're struggling, maybe you want to look at moving to a few countries. Like we were talking to a couple of people I don't want to bring out their names, but I'm moving to Mexico, because Mexico has a better, it's not a horrible country. It's really close to the States, so it's not a big move, but your purchasing power is even better. So you can do more with your dollar, especially if you're making online money. And I found this like easy article, guys. You guys can just check it out. But like 8 of the world's cheapest countries to retire around the world. Not just retire, but just think about you moving to a different country, making your money work even better for you. So if you're just a YouTuber, for example, you're making $1,000 or $2,000 a month, and you're barely making it in LA or some, the expensive cities. If you make that same USD and you move to Mexico, Thailand, Vietnam, a couple other countries, you can be doing a whole lot better, living a much easier lifestyle than struggling. Because he'll talk about some political things that I wish we'll get into in a second.
People that say, yeah, but Dan, you don't have to spend money on it. It's like, what do you want to do, bro? You need to be somewhere remotely close to work. Drive there in, let's just say, 1.5 hours each way. That's already a fucking ton of commuting time.
Yeah.
Then what do you want me to do? Split a bedroom with like a sheet curtain? Because that's the only way you're going to get a place for like 600, 700. It's splitting a room with somebody. That's squalor conditions, bro. Get the fuck out of here. So renting a place is already, even in a bad part of town, like 1,200, 14, 1,500 bucks. What? Anything decent is 2,000 and up. Then you got inflation in general, like gas, groceries, all that shit costs so much more today in relation to the paycheck.
Yep.
It's not easy, man. It really isn't. And I don't know if it's going to get easier anytime soon. I mean, I know America's favorite just got elected, but it takes far more than 4 years to turn around the machine that's been going downhill for decades.
Now, I'm happy he brings up that point. We did, obviously America has a new president, and I there's a lot of hope because we all got to be hopeful about what's happening. But is everything going to be changing 100%, like a complete flip over last decades of what's been happening in 4 years? I mean, it's possible, but prices may be reduced, but it's still like that big burden. People are still stuck in credit card debt. There's still a lot of problems that are, we got to figure out. So maybe moving overseas, if you do make an online income, or you can do something as an online hustle and move overseas and possibly make more for your money. We got another comment from Mr. Omniversity. Isn't Puerto Rico tax-free form of Forex? Yes, it is. It's the only place that Americans can go and still keep your citizenship without paying federal taxes.
50 plus 60 years, the swamp creatures, the special interests, the lobby groups, the outside political influences from the international world. I mean, there's a lot that needs to be cleaned up. It's just not enough time in 4 years. Maybe you can get the ball rolling and maybe good times are coming, but we're in for a lot of pain, guys. Just know that, the job market, the economy in general, the interest, our government is paying over $1 trillion in interest alone. I think it's like the first time ever that the payments have ballooned up that high. The dollar's value is being debased right before our very eyes. We see it in all the things that we're purchasing today. And the house of cards is going to come crashing down probably in the...
Yeah, and he's right. I mean, America can't be on top forever. And being with the dollar, I mean, this may be a good time to look at other places to explore. Like we had a conversation about Mexico. Maybe it's a good time to look at Mexico as a option, because if you're making, the dollar is high right now compared to a lot of currencies overseas. So maybe you're getting 50% more money or 50% more purchasing power. We got Corey Corbin. Ella, you watching Legion of Men also? Oh yeah, I love this channel, man. Like there's a couple of channels that I watch that really help me think and break down different aspects of stuff. We got Fauci. Compound is the 8th wonder of the world. Big facts. Rule 72, guys. Look that up. Rule 72. We're going to play a little bit more. Then I'm going to show you one last slide of some interesting stuff to help you understand about retiring in the United States.
The next year or so. I don't know. I'm always hopeful because we have no choice. So
Yep.
I know there's some guys that are just like, well, let it all burn and let's restart over. Well, it's like, you're not in a good position to let it all burn, my friend. You're not going to take the lion's share of what's being built afterwards. You're going to be the one that gets sacrificed during the burning. It's always the poor people that get fucked by every instability, every massive change in society. Rich people benefit all the time. They'll enrich themselves. So you have to escape the rat race one way or another. There's no choice. Don't drown yourself out in all the vices that men use today, all the hedonism, the materialism, the consumerism. Go touch some grass, go have some thoughts, write them down in the notes app of your phone, how to get out.
That's one thing I like about this channel. To escape. So where are you planning to retire? I'll get into that in a second. But what I do like about this channel, if you want to watch Legion of Men, it's not just for men. It's for people who want to think differently, help you break out of the rat race, and also just expand to different ways of thinking. He shows different channels, and that's why when I watch this video, I like the perspective of this young man right here, because I'm much older, guys. I'm 35. I don't think as I was back in my 20s, and I like him because he has an older perspective. So when you start thinking about that perspective, like, hey, like when I was in the Air Force, I could see the people who were in for 20 or 20 plus years, and I can see that the grit got to them. Like it was like killing them. Like all their dreams and aspirations was traded for a paycheck. And I'm like, I understand they have the family responsibilities, but man, you just can't do it that way, We get another comment from Mr. Omniversity. I'm still staying in Massachusetts. Like, it just, you gotta switch it up a little bit, especially with, hopefully the next 4 years do really good, despite who's president. I'm not trying to be political, but either way, we're still dealing with a lot of issues,
Of the trap, the 9 to 5, because it doesn't serve you anymore. They treat you like an animal. You're just there to collect a paycheck. They show no loyalty. They'll get rid of you whenever they feel like it, whenever it makes sense for their bottom line. There is no more putting in 40, 50 years with a company and getting a little golden parachute. a slap on the back, plaque on the wall, you know, a little medal and shit. That's all gone, bro. We live in a like international society now. We have global markets. You don't do
Yeah.
your fucking job, they'll just move offices somewhere else and they'll get somebody to do your job for you at a quarter of the price. It is what it is. I had a coworker that worked for our company for 44 years. I asked him what he was going to retire because after 30 years of service, you qualify for a full pension. He said, I'll retire when my wife drops dead. She has stage 4 cancer. As it turns out, he died shortly after our conversation and never took his pension, and his wife is still living. I don't want to be anything like him. So that has inspired me to retire when it's time or as soon as possible.
As soon as possible, retire as soon as possible. I like that. I mean, there is some difficulties we got to understand, but let's look at that in the chart. Actually, a little bit
save
more.
money from that job, pay.
Let me see.
Thoughts on this episode below? Give him a like, a follow, a subscribe.
Yeah, check out these other channels, guys.
Wouldn't it be crazy if you could create?
Let's get into the other stuff right here. Now, this is something that you guys got to be aware of because most people do not look at this long term. We got another comment by Corey Carbon. Trump won't be enough. It's a mindset issue. How did we end up with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, both plants? We got some craziness, but let's see this, guys. Just say you're 20, you're young, let's say 18. All right, I'm 18 years old and I plan to retire at 67. I make, let's say $35,000. You're one of the lucky few people at 18 to get a full-time job. A year and I make $35,000 a year and I save, just say $1,000 a month or 2.19% of my annual income for retirement. Is that enough? Just think about, like, if you really want to retire, how much do you need to save a month, or I save a year? So 500 times 12. This say he does 6,000 a year. Okay, so it's $500 a month. All right. I already saved $500 for retirement, and I think I'll need about 75% of my current income for retirement. I expect an annual return of 5% for my retirement savings. Let's say that. Very conservative, easy stuff, okay? So we'll hit calculate, recalculate. So you may have $1,649, but you need basically more money. Estimated monthly expenditures. This is an easy retirement calculator, guys, from Vanguard. It's just something to think about. Like, do you have enough money to survive on? Because if you're not surviving on $1,600 right now, or just say you are making $1,600 for Social Security and all this stuff, maybe it'd be easier to move to Vietnam making $1,600. And if you're already collecting Social Security, $1,600 plus some maybe $1,000 in Social Security, moving to Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, you know, some of the cheaper countries, Thailand. And it might boost you from being, you know, at the bottom in the States, but being to the middle class in these countries, or even upper. Because, like, when I look at the median average income in some of these countries, you're talking about like $500 to $600. If you're making $2,000 nearly, you're doing pretty good for yourself. So it may be a good way to move and think of something different, especially if you're in the older categories. I know a lot of people who watch my content are older and they are looking for, you know, ways to make income. Maybe what you can finally, you know, if you're at that retirement stage, collect Social Security, save up as much as possible, go to a cheaper country. We got Mexico, Ecuador. I mean, there's some cheaper countries you can go to with the dollar being strong and save up that cash and do pretty good long term. Just a different game plan, because I think despite what's happening, you know, right now inflation is really high. It might get better in the next 4 years, or it might get more expensive. We have no idea what's coming up in the next 4 years. Not to get political or anything, but just to tell you that there's other countries you can check out. There's a big, massive world. If you're making money in dollars, if you're making money through trading, maybe there is other places for you that you can do better in. We got another comment from Mr. Fanon Foon. Is pretty nice for the third world country. Cambodia uses USD and it's a mega cheap. Yeah, I've been to Cambodia. I stayed in a 4-star hotel for like $4 a day. So it was extremely cheap, and it came with all you can eat food for 2 meals. You like Cambodian food? It's the bomb. Yeah, Cambodian food is pretty good. I'm a big meat eater, but when it comes to this, guys, like, there are, like, America is just one small spot in the world. Mexico, Brazil, Cambodia, Colombia, my bad. We got East Asia right here. Like, there's a couple places. I mean, there's a bunch of places you can go where the dollar is good. I know the majority of people in my audience do watch, you know, do make money from the dollar because they're Americans, right? So go overseas and try to find a better place, you know, or move if you want to, you know, save maybe 10, 20, maybe 10%. If you're in California, there's Nevada, no state taxes. Florida, there's Texas. There's a couple cheaper places you can go to. But if that doesn't work, try overseas. Look at different countries. I would say my favorite one, if you want to have like a big, massive change, look at Thailand. Thailand, the average medium cost I think was like $639. If you're making about 2,000 a month and you're making it online, it's like an online tutor or like a expat job or something like that online. Moving over there can be a massive change for you. Cambodia is respectable depending on where you're at. I went to a couple places in Cambodia. I went backpacking there years ago when I was in the military, but it was actually really, really nice. We got another one from Fauci. Africa has Bentleys and Ferraris. I have not been to Africa, but I can bet that the dollar has a possible higher purchasing power, and bringing your dollars to Africa may be a good source of easy retirement, a quick retirement. And also, if you go back to this guy's channel, let's bring that up before. Let me go back a little bit.
Welcome back, tribe. Have one here from a very small channel.
Legion of Men does talk about going overseas a lot.
Make a difference
Oh, actually, he was here.
in your life? Do you not know where to start? You feel like something's missing. You've been meaning to make a change but haven't started. For some reason or another, an excuse here or there.
It's a good channel. Very different thinking. It is does help out a lot of men. But if you guys want to just try something different, like how he escaped the rat race, like stuff like that, I think is very helpful because a lot of people talk about flipping their money, getting rich as possible. Maybe, and I understand the day trading, the flipping the accounts. I understand that mentality, but that's not always possible for the majority. It's the minority thing that we got to understand. So if you want to escape the rat race, it might be a whole lot easier to find a job that's online, move overseas, earn that dollar, and live a better and easier lifestyle, and get away from a lot of the American craziness that's been happening. Now, I know a lot of people in the States know what's been happening. Is a lot of tomfoolery is happening, but you gotta change something. We got the younger culture, younger generation. Where's this channel? Younger generation talking about that already, and they see it. So if they're seeing it, I'm seeing it. I guarantee you guys are seeing what's all the craziness. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. So here's some other videos that I like. I like this one right here. I'm 51, never married, no kids, and the reasons why. This is a really good one, but I just want to show you it's a really good channel. Check it out. And if you have any questions or comments about this, we can talk about this in the Discord. Like there's other places to go to and figure out your story. Like if you're older, if you're 35 like me and you retire at 67, just say you make average income, say 55,000 a year, you want to save 9,000 or 17%. I've already saved, just say $10,000. All right. And we calculate. You may have 1,465 for monthly estimated income. You may need $3,438. So you guys got to figure out if you have enough money, We got another couple good comments from Fauci. Yeah, absolutely. You need to be patient enough to go through the trials and tribulations before you seeing the fruits of your labor, basically. Yeah, and that's a big thing. A lot of people are in the trading game to flip their money. We see like Mr. P that I showed, did an exposure video of, talking about flipping $1 to a couple thousands. I mean it is possible, but we're talking about, come on, how often does the majority find this stuff? And it's not very practical. Corey Corbin, no kids is silly other than money. Kids bring long-term happiness and life satisfaction. 100%. Just different perspectives on life, guys. That's why I like that channel. And it's not about you making a bunch of money. I mean, I think he might have that as like a business part. I don't buy into that. I'm not saying it's good or bad, just I don't personally get into that part. But you got to find something different, guys. Maybe passive cash flow, online jobs, side hustles. Find something. Even starting a YouTube channel. I've worked with other YouTubers. I'm currently working with other YouTubers. And yeah, YouTube is a side hustle. But, could I live off of it? Yeah. Especially if I went to a cheaper country. If I went to like Thailand or Vietnam, Cambodia, and you're making a couple, say if I get, you get a big channel, you're making a couple thousand a month. You can definitely live off of YouTube. So there's other options that you guys can do. Just think about it, guys. So I will be in the Discord for a tad little bit because I got to go. But if you have any questions or comments, let me know. I know this video is different. I just want to talk about this and share off a channel that I watch a lot. And yeah, thank you. So like, share, and subscribe, guys. Join the Discord, and I'll see you guys. Peace.